Reports from Russian media indicate growing concern in the Belgorod region after Ukrainian forces allegedly struck the Belgorod Reservoir Dam. According to regional authorities, the damage has resulted in water leakage from the structure, prompting officials to announce a so-called voluntary evacuation of residents from nearby villages due to potential flooding hazards. The exact scale of the damage and the number of civilians affected remain unclear as Russian agencies limit public disclosure. Russian sources attribute the incident to Himars strikes targeting critical components of the dam, including technical infrastructure, spillway equipment, and portions of the dam's crest. These reports also mention casualties among personnel from the Russian National Guard assigned to guard the facility. Although independent verification is not available, these claims suggest that Ukrainian long-range precision strike capabilities continue to reach deep into Russian territory and can disrupt infrastructure supporting the war effort. The situation underscores the vulnerability of military-relevant assets in Russia's border regions and reflects Kyiv's strategy to impose costs on the aggressor's logistics and security resources. The event also highlights Moscow's growing anxiety over attacks that create internal pressure and challenge its ability to shield its population from the consequences of its ongoing invasion of Ukraine. Ukraine can shoot down Russia's jet-powered glide bombs, says Air Force spokesman Yuri Ihnat. These bombs, launched from Su-34s, behave like cruise missiles and can be intercepted. Yesterday, 2 of 3 KABS aimed at Odessa were downed, with the third falling harmlessly. Ukrainian air defenses also shot down or suppressed 90 out of 101 Russian drones overnight, including Shahed and Gerbera types, the Air Force reported. 5 drones struck 4 locations with debris falling at 5 sites. Russia has started launching jet-powered guided bombs with jet engines against Ukrainian cities deeper behind the lines. According to Yuri Ihnat, head of the communications department of Ukraine's Air Force Command, these weapons have recently appeared over Odessa, Mykolaiv, and Poltava oblasts. Speaking on Suspilny, Ihnat said the bombs are being used in isolated cases as Russia checks how effectively Ukraine's air defense can react. This comes amid the ongoing Russo-Ukrainian war, during which Russia continues launching dozens or even hundreds of explosive drones daily at Ukrainian cities. Moscow also uses glide bombs capable of striking rear areas not far behind the front line, such as Kharkiv, Sumy, Kherson, Pokrovsk, and others. In recent attacks, these bombs have reached deeper into Ukrainian territory, hitting areas farther from the combat line. Ihnat explained that the jet-powered bombs are launched from Su-34 aircraft and share flight parameters with cruise missiles, allowing Ukrainian air defense to target them. On 24 October, Air Command South confirmed the interception of 2 long-range guided bombs, while a third fell in an open field without causing damage. Ihnat urged Ukrainians not to panic, noting that the new bombs do not yet pose a major threat. He said Russia is experimenting with many aerial weapons, but Ukraine, together with international partners, continues improving its own defense technology. Regional authorities in Odessa described the attack as a serious new challenge. Odessa Oblast head Ole Kuiper said such strikes present significant danger to civilians and infrastructure. Still, Ukraine's forces report no casualties or major destruction from the latest incidents. Ukraine's defense intelligence earlier said that Russia has started serial production of upgraded guided bombs with unified planning and correction modules, known as the Grom-1 and Grom-2. Their strike range reaches 150 to 200 kilometers. On 24 October, Russian forces used jet-powered guided bombs against Odessa Oblast for the first time. Before the Odessa strike, Russia had already used similar weapons in attacks on Mykolaiv on the 16th of October and on Lozova in Kharkiv Oblast on the 18th of October. The latter bomb reportedly traveled about 130 kilometers. Ukrainian officials see these strikes as part of Moscow's efforts to refine new munitions for long-range precision attacks. After a call between Trump and Putin, Kremlin officials mistakenly believed the U.S. had agreed to withdraw Ukrainian forces from parts of Donbass in exchange for minor Russian concessions in Zaporizhzhia and Kherson, Bloomberg reports. The illusion was shattered when Trump later backed a ceasefire along current front lines, promptly rejected by Moscow. U.S. President Donald Trump dramatically changed his position on Russia this week, introducing the first direct sanctions of his second term. A sudden shift that was reportedly influenced in part by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, APA reports quoting Bloomberg. Unnamed sources told Bloomberg that Rubio canceled a planned in-person meeting with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov after the two spoke by phone, and it became clear the Kremlin was once again seeking to stall ceasefire talks and prolong the war. The U.S. State Secretary judged that Moscow had made no meaningful changes to its position, according to American and European sources familiar with the matter. Rubio's influence on the administration's change of course reflects his broader role as the top U.S. diplomat. He has also pushed for a more assertive approach towards Venezuela while serving as Trump's acting national security advisor. His stance contrasts with the more conciliatory strategy on Russia advocated by Trump's longtime friend and special envoy, Steve Witkoff. White House Press Secretary Anna Kelly rejected this characterization of Rubio's role. Russia launched a drone attack on Kyiv overnight October 26, killing at least 3 people and injuring at least 32, including 7 children, in strikes on residential buildings, local authorities said. Multiple explosions were heard in Kyiv starting around 2:35 a.m. local time, according to Kyiv independent journalists on the ground. Of the 101 Shahed, Gerbera, and other types of drones Russia launched at Ukraine overnight, 90 were downed by the Ukrainian Air Defense, the Air Force reported. 2 children who were injured in the attacks had been hospitalized, according to the Kyiv City Military Administration. The overnight drone attack comes just one night after another Russian missile strike killed 2 people and injured 12. President Volodymyr Zelensky said on October 26 that Russia had launched more than 50 missiles, nearly 1,200 strike drones, and more than 1,360 guided bombs against Ukraine this week. This week, these are attacks on residential buildings, on our people, on children, on civilian infrastructure, Zelensky said in a video address posted on Facebook. These are the most important targets for the Russians. Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko reported that a 9-story residential building was struck in the Desnyansky district of the city, damaging the 2nd and 3rd floors of the building. Kyiv City Military Administration head Timur Tkachenko said that a 16-story residential facility was struck in the Desnyansky district, leading to a fire. Windows were reportedly shattered between the 1st and 9th floors of the building. The drone debris from the attack also fell on a 16-floor apartment building in Obolonsky district, leaving minor damage, according to the Kyiv City Military Administration. Videos posted on social media appear to show a large fire at one of the buildings damaged. Russia has repeatedly attacked Ukrainian cities, including Kyiv, with drones since the start of Moscow's full-scale invasion in February 2022. In recent months, Russia's military has intensified its attacks on energy infrastructure, forcing Ukraine to introduce blackouts. Klitschko warned on October 23 that Kyiv is preparing for what could be the most challenging winter since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.